welcome back to another episode of Misfits Room. I think the last episode I messed up and I said Misfits House, or the one before that. I can't remember, but it's Misfits Room. It's a room full of misfits, just me in here. Also, there's a little beeping noise that comes from the fire alarm that comes in every 20 seconds. I just noticed when I did the other episode, so sorry, I can't do anything about that. I also would love to not be holding the microphone and making all these noise right now, but again, I didn't bring all of my equipment, and we're just gonna make do with what we have right now because yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I have a slight headache coming on, maybe not really, but we'll figure it out because I decided to put my hair in a bun today and be productive and shower, put some makeup on, put some clothes on. This is the first time I put clothes on in a couple days because I've just been lounging around and laying around and doing pretty much nothing for these past couple days. Can you blame me? No. I mean, we just had Thanksgiving a couple of days ago. Hello, tis the season of relaxing. Okay, the last 2 months of the year are made for just couch potatoes, lazy people like me, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it neither, and you're not gonna make me feel bad about it either. I, for one, don't feel bad about anything, and I'm just gonna do me. Anyways, let's catch up. Since the last time I spoke to you guys, I guess Thanksgiving happened, like I just talked about. I, for one, did not make a turkey because why would I? Turkey sucks. Sorry to say it. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna continue saying it for the rest of my life. Turkey is awful. It sucks. Somebody bring me one that's as great and awesome, and I'm gonna tell you that it's it can be the most amazing turkey ever made by Jesus himself, and I can tell you that it's gonna be the driest thing of all time. I don't like turkey, never did, never will. But with that being said, I did make chicken in the oven, but I didn't make a whole chicken. I kind of just made chicken legs in the oven with some barbecue sauce. Did it come out great? I mean, it was alright. It was edible. I ate it. It was pretty much gone. We had leftovers, but pretty much ate it. I think I made that with mashed potatoes, and I drank White Claws, and that was pretty much my Thanksgiving dinner, and it was pretty good. It was pretty awesome, pretty chill. Didn't do much. I was gonna do the whole cliche thing that everybody does on this holiday, and get all dressed up and take pictures and sit by the table and take more pictures and yada yada yada, but then that never happened. It never manifested, so I don't have pictures to commemorate that day. So it happened. Believe me, it happened. It happened. I just don't have any proof, but it did happen. I did eat food that I made and it was delicious. Let's see what else happened after that. Pretty much nothing besides the weather getting a little bit more warmer, I guess I should say. Which is weird because we're getting closer to the end of the I don't understand the weather, but it's getting a little warmer, which is weird. Didn't snow. The one day that I thought it was gonna snow, which was Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, it didn't. It just kind of drizzled here and there, and when there's rain, sometimes there's snow. And for some weird reason, Thursday was the only day that had 90% chance of rain, and then every other day was sunny, which was weird. I don't know what the universe is trying to say to me, but it didn't happen. Sad to say. And I doubt that it's gonna rain, or not rain, but snow before I leave. So sad to say I didn't get to see snow this year, but boo-hoo, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What else has happened? I did take a walking trip. Did you know? Am I the only one who didn't know? But do people know that this area that I'm in Ohio does not have sidewalks? How do people function without sidewalks? At my own, back at home, I have my car, whatever, but there's still sidewalks for people. If I want to walk my dog, there's sidewalks. There's no sidewalks here. Why is that? You can go look at my, a vlog I posted, I think it was yesterday, over the course of 2 days or whatever. I was just trying to walk around and see what's around here, and I'm realizing, and I'm walking, and there's no freaking sidewalks wherever I'm going, and it makes no sense. There's a crosswalk, there's a light that you can, the little button that you push at the light to cross the intersection. There's that. great, amazing, functional, but there's no sidewalk. And I, of course, chose this day of all days to wear white shoes. So I'm walking all over the mushy grass and the rocks and everything else besides our literal sidewalk. There's no sidewalk here, and I don't know why. And I'd like to talk to somebody in charge about it because it makes no sense. I mean, like, you have to ask it, you know what I mean? Like, you have the little crossing walked across the street with the little, the little hand that says stop and then the little stick figure that says walk. You got that? That's great. But where's the sidewalk? So I obviously felt like very out of place, and people knew that I was out of place because I guess in this town, everybody has a car and everybody drives. Nobody walks. If you walk, you're a peasant, and they all know that you're not from here, which is, I mean, kind of cut the little extravaganza, the little scavenger hunt a little short, because you could obviously pick me out to be the one who's like not from here, the only one walking around. So I kind of got like sketched out, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get napped, I'm gonna get kidnapped. I might as well just walk right back to the house and chillax and just be a hermit in the house, because what the heck else are you gonna do? And I am 23, which means I can, but I'm not going to. I can rent a car, but like the rates for people who are under 25 is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I've been in one accident. No, I've been in two. One was not one, I was not driving. The second one, I kind of rolled into the car in front of me and like tapped them. It was just, we were at a brake light. I dropped my phone. I picked up my phone, didn't realize I left the foot off the brake, and I kind of just tapped the car in front of me. It wasn't a real accident. So for people to discriminate, for the rentals to discriminate anybody younger than 25 and make them pay a higher rate to rent a freaking car is ridiculous. So it basically means that I'm stranded here for the most part, which, I mean, I've come to terms with it, and I kind of enjoyed it, just like not having to do anything, you know what I mean? Like not having anything fixed on my schedule. I can just, relax and lay on the bed and not feel bad about it. Except for the last 3 days where I just kind of like started to get depressed because all I did was lay down, which is a little counterproductive, but I'm figuring myself out. I had a whole year of work where I just, I didn't really pay attention to myself, my vibe, my mood, who I was as a person. But now, since I have nowhere to go and nowhere to escape, I have to talk to my own demons within my soul and figure out, who is Genesis? Who am I? Who is this 23-year-old person? Sounds so weird saying 23 because 23, I still feel 22, but I don't feel 21. It's that weird, awkward thing when your birthday comes around and it's just another day, but you don't really feel like your age until like 6 months later, which is weird. So that's happening as well. Just trying to like come to terms with like growing old, even though 23 is not that old. So yeah, that's what's been happening since the last time I talked to you guys. Let's see, is there anything else? Is there anything else worth mentioning? Gonna think. Well, nah, I don't really care about that topic. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what happened. Let's look over here on my handy dandy computer. I had some things that I wanted to talk about today. Oh, looking at the document, now I remembered. So these past couple of days where I've just been laying and just sitting here and watching TV, I've fallen in love again with Netflix. Now, hear me out. I didn't really like Netflix because I was really into like watching series and stuff like that, like seasons of things, but I didn't like when it ended. It was just weird, and the whole waiting and not knowing if another episode or whatever is going to come out or another season. I stopped watching Netflix for that reason, because I hated when things ended and you didn't know if it was going to come back or whatever it was. So I drifted over to YouTube, and I started to love YouTube and whatever. I know what to expect from YouTube. But over this break that I've been here, I've come across Netflix again, and I came across this little like where you get like suggested like action movies, family movies, Christmas movies, feel good movies, whatever. I came across a section that had pretty much like old school / new school, like Christmassy movies, like in that section. I was like, fuck it, I ain't doing shit, fuck it, let's just watch it. So I picked a random movie and I just watched it. The only reason why I kind of really picked it is because Vanessa Hudgens was in it, and I was like, I mean, she was amazing in High School Musical, so why not, fuck it, fuck it, I ain't doing shit, whatever. And if I don't like it, I'll go right back to Netflix. Turns out, love the movie. The movie had like three different movies, like part 1, part 2, part 3, or whatever it was. Turns out Vanessa Hudgens is a great Christmas movie actor, let me tell you, because she has several. She has, I think I wrote it down. She has 5. Well, I watched 5 movies with her in it in total, but 4 of them were all Christmas specials. And of the 4 of them, 3 of them were like back-to-back movies. Like one was made and then that was finished and then another was made. And let me tell you, it was amazing. She has an act. Is it an act? She has an act for Christmas movies. I hope she never gives it up, and I hope to see more. Honestly, I loved it. It was great. The ones that I watched, not that anybody cares, but I care because it was amazing and you should watch it if you're gonna watch anything over this Christmas break. I watched, did I write it down? No, but I think it's called Princess Switch. And you would think that it's a whole princessy, like Disney Channel sort of thing, but it's really not. It is, but it isn't. But it was really good. So she's okay, so the movie starts out. I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis. I think the word is synopsis. Basically, she goes to, for some reason I want to say Selena Gomez, but it's not Selena Gomez. It's Vanessa Hudgens. And I don't know why I mixed them up, but it's besides the point. Anyways, turns out she has a twin sister, not a twin sister, but like a cousin who they look like twins, you know, like the Parent Switch movie, whatever, with the Olsen twins or whatever. They kind of did one of those things, but it was just Vanessa Hudgens. She goes to a different country. The queen finds out that she has a cousin, long distance cousin, who looks exactly like her. They switch lives because she wants to be normal for a day, yada yada yada. They fall in love with each other's, like, so the queen was supposed to get married to this guy, but then they swapped. So the American person that flew over to switch with the queen, you keeping up what I'm putting down, falls in love. They just kind of switch lives and they fall in love and then yada yada yada. It happens for 3 movies, and of those 3 movies, the girl plays let's just call them twins. She plays a set of twins, and then out of nowhere in the second movie, a third person comes in. So there's 3 people who look exactly like each other, and they're all played by Vanessa Hudgens. And at first I was just like, corny, but then at the same time I was just like, brilliant. Like, it's brilliant. It's so amazing that she just played all 3 they were all 3 kind of the same people, but different in a sense. Yeah, you just gotta watch it. I loved it. It was great. I think there was another one. It's called The Princess Switch. The second one is Princess Switch again, and Princess Switched 3. They just like switched lives. It was great. And then the other Christmas one that she was in is A Christmas Night, where this where this knight travels in time. And I know it sounds very Disney Channel, but trust me, it's a nice feel-good movie to watch, drink chocolate milk, and just relax and vibe with the family. Trust me, it is great. There's another one, I cannot remember what it was. I'm drawing a blank. Whatever. I'm sure you'll find it. It'll come up. But Vanessa Hudgens is killing it in the movies department, especially in the Christmas movie department. She fits the role very well. Like, very good. Like, I liked it. It was great. So that's something I wanted to mention. So I've been watching a lot of Christmassy movies that honestly I don't know, it just brings me back to like the old days. They're very nostalgic, but then again I also like watching the newer versions of the Christmas movies and stuff. So that's been really good. I'm looking to see if I can find a bootlegged version of the Polar Express. You know, it's on Hulu, but I ain't really got Hulu, so we're just gonna see a way that I can watch that. But that's another Christmas movie that tugs at my heartstrings. But that's what I've been doing these past couple of days since the last time I talked to you people. Let's see, what else is there? Okay, as well, I guess that's it pretty much for the whole catching up with you and whatever. So we're just gonna move on to the things that I have scheduled to talk about, which again, I'm looking at it right now and it's not really much. I just kind of scrambled a whole bunch of things together to just, I don't know. It's been a slow week in the entertainment / Twitter world, and we're just gonna make do. And again, my computer's like down over here, so we're gonna try and figure this out. Also, I'm working with a different computer. It's new, and I haven't really got all the specs and stuff or whatever, so we're gonna figure it out. Might be a little sloppy. Next episode, I'm sure we'll figure it out, but right now, bear with the process. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna talk about this one thing, actually. Oh no, I have two things here that I think we can talk about before we go to break. Let's just start with the one. Random thought. Am I the only one who's ever thought of this? Keep your mind open. But am I the only one who's ever thought or was curious about what kind of food or how the food tastes? What does that make sense? Melania Trump, okay? The ex-presidents, the old president, Donald Trump, his wife, whatever, Melania. Am I the only one who wonders if, for one, if she can cook? 2, what her food tastes like, and 3, what they had for Thanksgiving dinner. I'm just very curious. Not that I like them, not that I care. I just would like to know what kind of food comes out of that woman's hands. Like, what does she make and how does it taste? I'm very curious. When I'm thinking of it, I think of very bland, gray green beans. I'm thinking very watery mashed potatoes. I'm thinking rotisserie chicken from the store. I don't know. Didn't you ever wonder? I wonder what the Obamas too. I wonder what Michelle could be cooking up in the kitchen, because you know she'd be making her own. Well, then again, not everybody can cook. But just for the one time, just for this hypothetical, let's just pretend like that Michelle Obama can cook. Does anybody wonder what her food freaking tastes like? I would love to have a seat at that table and just like have an experience with them and talk to them. I would eat that turkey. If Michelle Obama made turkey, I would not say no to that. But I would love to know what it tastes like. I know she probably would make like cranberry sauce and cranberries, little sweet potato pie with a little marshmallows on it. That's what like the whole like conventional, like traditional Thanksgiving meal you would expect a African American family to make. She would make it, but like picture perfect. That's what I think Michelle Obama would make. Melania Trump, on the other hand, I can't put my finger on it because, number one, she's not even like from here, you know? I think she's what is she from? Czechoslovakia or something? She's not from here, you know? Well, what kind of food does she make on a daily basis? Forget Thanksgiving. What does her daily basis food start to look like? I don't know why I keep thinking like sardines or something, or like a fish, or like some weird vegetable. I don't know. I'm sure her food is amazing. I'm sure her kids love it. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure they all love it. Whatever. If not, we would have heard about it, I think. I don't know. But that's been on my mind ever since like a few days ago. Ever since I was eating my the day after Thanksgiving. I don't know why. It just popped into my mind. I was just like, I wonder what her food tastes like. Because it can't be amazing. Considering she likes to plagiarize a lot of things. I'm thinking she might have, bought the rotisserie chicken from Walmart and just put it in the oven and said, ta-da. Them things be dry as hell coming out of Walmart. They're not the best, but they get the job done. They get the job done. Yeah, that's this one thing that I could not get out of my mind. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys here. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a tweet that honestly set me down on a spiral for like 5 minutes, but I'm okay now. But we're gonna talk about it right after the break. All right, and we're back from the break. How's everybody doing? What was that, like 10 seconds? That was really good. All right, so let's continue on. So I came across this tweet not too long ago, and I read it, and I kept reading it, and I was like, why does this not make sense but make sense but not make sense? It just set me on a spiral, and I know it's gonna be the most stupidest thing ever that I'm gonna talk about, but just hear me out. Just all you gotta do is hear me out, okay? The tweet goes like this. Okay, let me just pull it up. So there's no pork in hamburgers. I've been thinking about this since I was 12, but never wanted to discuss it until now. I want to discuss this too, because I know in my youngin' days this has come across my mind, and then I just keep pushing it back and keep forgetting it and just let the word hamburger be. But there's no ham in hamburgers. So why do they call it a hamburger? I would like to know. It's made out of cow. So why don't they call it a cow burger? It's not made out of ham. You know what? We're just gonna, while we're here, we're just gonna type it up with one hand. Why are hamburgers called hamburgers? Let's see. Survey says, according to the Food Lover's Companion, the hamburger comes from the seaport town of Hamburg, Germany, where it is thought that the 19th century sailors brought back the idea of raw shredded beef known as blah 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 after trading. Well, that's stupid. They only call it hamburger because it came from the town of Hamburg, Germany. That's stupid. Did nobody petition to change it later? I mean, come on. We there's constant things like this where people come and make things up and then they get changed later. So why can't we change this now? And that make no sense. Seriously? That's why? Well, let's thank the town of Hamburg in Germany as the cause of why forever in our childhood and forever the children that are going to be brought up into this world, they're going to be so confused as to why hamburgers are not made of ham. What is this episode? As you can see, this is all I had planned out. This is it. I picked the most stupidest, randomest. Oh wow, do you see my hand? That's the window making all that bright light looking. Wow, which means I gotta hurry up before the light starts beaming into my face in a second. So that's pretty much all I had with that. I don't know. I mean, I brought up the discussion. You guys discuss in the comments or whatever you want to do, and come back to me. And if we end up making a change.org petition and sending it up to the state or whatever, that I'd support it and I would sign it. But we also would need to come up with a new name to replace hamburger. It wouldn't be cow burger. I don't like the idea of beef burger. I mean, beef burger, why don't I just call it burger? There's cheeseburger because there's cheese in it. So why call it hamburger if there's no hamburger in it? Just call it a burger. Let's just petition to just get rid of the name itself. Just get rid of hamburger. That's it. Forget a new name. Just get rid of the word hamburger. Let's stick to burger. Let's stick to cheeseburger, double cheeseburger. That's all we need. We don't need the extra ham in it. All right. Let's move on from that. Speaking, and you know what? Now that we're speaking in the whole meat whatever, this was the last thing on the document, but I'm going to talk about it now because PETA. PETA has lost their goddamn mind again. They've lost their mind again, and somebody needs to tell them to reel it in a second and just touch grass a little bit. Just touch grass, it would benefit them to touch grass. Smell the outside air, hug a tree, reevaluate, and come back and reassess, because PETA has come out with a collection of faux human skin sort of clothing collection, if you may, as a sign of, I guess, protest to I don't know who. But yeah. PETA launches Urban Outrage is what it's called, the collection, online shop featuring fictional clothing made out of human parts. And if any of you know about, I think the serial killer's name is Ed Gein. I think Ed Gein is the one who, creepily enough, wildly enough, he was a serial killer who, I think, the skin of his victims, he kind of made lampshades and a couch, and he's kind of just skinned a whole bunch of dead people that he killed or whatever and made furniture with it, which was creepy and weird. But now PETA wants to use this as a political statement for their little grass-eating people, to make it be first of all, they're being hypocrites is what they are. That's what they're doing, okay? Because they want to make it seem the people that use the fur coats and the leather boots and please. this is not a way to go about it. This is not a way to go about it. It's very hypocritical and stupid, and it makes no sense. And it's honestly just gross and creepy. And like, I don't understand. You don't see us putting not even that. Not saying that I would buy it or I have any of those things, but where do you see people putting the faces of bunnies all over fucking jeans? Like, I don't understand the logic here. There's literally a coat where I can see noses and mouths and lips, and it's fucking weird. And there's a dress it's a halter top dress, cute. No, with freaking faces and lips all like sewn together, like different freaking faces sewn together. And then there's a jacket. Let's see, the Ricky jacket. Oh wow, the jacket has a name. The dead person's name, Ricky. Okay. Should I get a fur coat and call it Snowbell? Are we really outraged about this? Oh my god. Oh my god. It was okay. The Ricky jacket was part of the Urban Outrage vintage collection, was crafted in the 90s from the skin of a 24-year-old Ricky, per press release. It's like so stupid. And these shoes again, and they make it all bloody and like what. You really think you're doing something here, but you're not. You're not. There's these shoes called, according to PETA, Richard was presumed to be ready to sacrifice himself so that others could look their best in the Richard loafers. So his skin was was used to make shoes. The insoles, for some reason, are bloody. I don't know why. I mean, if you try, it's just a stupid way to convey a message that makes no sense. And I, for one, agree. I mean, I agree and disagree in a sense because I do have a dog and I also eat meat. So I get it. And I'm not going to make this whole argument because there's a whole lot of vegan people that I don't want to talk about or mess with. But like, I have my own fair share of moral fights that I have with myself because I would love to be a vegetarian or I would love to be a vegan, but at the same time I'm not, and it's really hard. But at the same time, it's like animals eat other animals. See, I'm not gonna get into it, but I just think it's ridiculous and it's freaking weird that this is what they've come to. This is like, look, and then there's like a duffel bag, and the description goes, Dwayne was kicked in the head repeatedly until his face was unrecognizable in order to make the Dwayne Weekender bag. Okay, so basically, a bunny was kicked repeatedly until his face was unrecognizable, so we skinned the bunny and made a fur jacket, is what they're trying to say. You could have just said it. You didn't have to. It's so stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And I, for one, don't even, as far as I know, I don't have anything that's made out of any animal, or as far as I'm concerned. And if anything, I'm so poor that I couldn't even afford that I would most likely, no matter how much money I made, would still go for the cheaper option, which is fake fur. But whatever. I mean, make a stance if you want. It's a stupid way to go about it. It's stupid. It is ridiculous. Let's just go to the PETA website and see what's going on over here. Or at least their Instagram page. Bro! What the fuck is this? PETA has lost her mind. Okay, I've seen enough. Because why? There's freaking teeth at the bottom of these boots. Are you kidding me? Like, you're not doing anything productive. So, with that being said, kindly, you lost your fucking mind. Go touch grass. You people, vegetarian people, you love grass. You might as well just go out, sit on it and touch it, hug your tree, and come back to reality for a second and reevaluate and come talk to us in the right way, because this ain't the way. And I know whoever was in the PR room, thought that this was an amazing idea. It's not. And wow, I am speechless. So speechless. But I'm going to move on from that because that's all the amount of attention that deserves. So again, I have my fair share of moral fights or whatever with myself about the whole eating meat thing, because in a way, society has made it to where meat is virtually unrecognizable. Like when you see a piece of chicken breast, you don't think of a chicken the same way that you would see a face on a freaking jacket and see it. You know what I mean? Like, we're so far removed from what these meat things or these products come from that we just kind of forget. So you can't really blame us for years and hundreds of years of that being done to then just throw this shit in our face and be like, look at this face on this coat, it's made from your fellow humans, think of how all the animals feels. And I'm just like, excuse me, we don't all it's just very weird. And I was leaning more towards on their side with some things, but like this just makes you look dumb, stupid, and very hypocritical. If you were gonna, like you were trying to do something and it's just very hypocritical, and you didn't prove not one point was proven, and now I just look down on you more than I did before. With that being said, I love my dog. There are other and the thing is that it's like, oh, you wouldn't eat your dog because your dog is cute or whatever, but it's just like, people in other countries would eat my fucking dog if they had the chance because they ain't got no food. It's not about that, which is it's so dumb. People in people in other countries glorify cows and thinks that cows are so cute and whatever, but we eat, like, I don't understand. They're fighting a fight that's not the proper fight to be fighting right now, I guess. I'm gonna offend somebody with that, but it's the honest truth. But that's all the attention that needs, and I'm not gonna talk about it no more, and I'm gonna move on to the last thing that I had to talk about today because I thought it was amazing. Let's talk about how I feel like not crimes, but like robberies in general, like that specific crime, I feel like, but those kind of crimes where you kind of like walk into a bank, with your weapon, and you tell the teller, give me all your money, yada yada yada. I feel like those sort of days are over because of nowadays technology, which I mean, yeah, nowadays technology, as much as I want to say is great, not really amazing, because when it comes to finding a person who literally, I guess, let's say somebody got shot up on the side of the freaking convenience store or whatever. Amazingly, weirdly enough, that footage is like, forget, not even that. Let's go to an ATM. You get shot, you're killed. Somebody takes your debit card, right? And they go to the ATM. And out of all places, out of all things that you would expect high-tech cameras to be, a freaking ATM machine is the blurriest thing ever that you can never see anybody's face or make out. You can see, oh, I got 2 eyes and he's Caucasian. That's all you know. Of all things to have advanced technologies, a freaking ATM freaking video camera is just like, nah. It takes weeks to find out who this person is. I mean, in a way we are advanced, but in other ways we're not. And I just feel like the world and the government wants to keep it that way. Why? I don't know. But I mean, we got to cut corners somewhere. You know what I mean? But anyways, back to what I was talking about. The topic at hand is that robberies. Getting back to the topic, robberies are, I feel like, is a type of crime that is going to outdate itself, and it's going to like revamp itself in a weird way, because the traditional walking in with a weapon, like I said, being all menacing or whatever, and being aggressive with the teller and having the teller, you get your bag, put the money in the bag, like that sort of thing is extinct. I'm wondering what they're going to do nowadays with the new technology. I mean, it might be electronically done. These robbers might turn into hackers actually, and just hack and move a whole bunch of money. I mean, that's a little more scary, but still, the point being, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I came across this thing on Twitter where I feel like the very last successful bank robbery that could have happened maybe, or one of them happened, and it is freaking amazing. So the only reason why we are finding out about this whole crime itself is because the man who did it had a deathbed confession, and we're just now finding out about it. But he, until like forever now, since the day that he robbed the bank, he's been just evading, he's just been living a normal life, like nothing happened. Isn't that freaking weird? Hiding in plain sight. How one of the country's most wanted fugitives led a quiet life in Massachusetts. Fucking insane. So basically he didn't do the whole conventional, like walking in with a weapon and, being assertive and doing all that stuff. He actually worked for the bank, which, I mean, good for him, I guess, to figure that out. But, he, was a bank robber who in 1969 successfully pulled off a brazen heist in Cleveland and had been on the run ever since. he stole about $215,000, which in today's money would be equivalent to $1.6 million. The boy was living at large. Good for him, but not so good for crime, I would say. But yeah, so his last day at the job, which was working at a bank, was July 11th, 1969. At the end of his shift, he walked out with a bag containing $215,000, and nobody saw him ever again. He just quit. And he said, you know what, I'm gonna quit today. And not only am I gonna quit today, I'm gonna bring this backpack with me. I'm gonna walk out all nonchalant, and I'm gonna live the rest of my life as a different person. I think he changed his name and everything. And just before he died, in May of this year, 2021, just before he died, so he's been since 1969 until now, nobody knew where he was. Let's see. He gave a deathbed confession to his family, letting them know the truth about who he really was. But it wasn't until his death notice was published. It wasn't until after this whole thing was published and like put into the media or whatever that people started finding out about it. So could you imagine him just like not confessing anything at all and just kept it to himself? It's cool, but not cool at the same time, because I would hate for anybody to rob my own money. But like, still, what? After 52 years, just living as a plain regular person after robbing a place is fucking insane. It's so insane. I think he changed his name to Peter. Wait. No, that's not his name. No, I don't really know. I'm not gonna go into. I'm trying to like read it, but like at the same time, it's too much reading. But 52 years of just like living a normal life, just like, you know what, I'm just gonna lay low. That's what the thing is, though, is that some criminals just don't know how to lay low and like relax, and the only thing that's getting them caught is their ego. But wow, I thought that was really freaking wild and cool. Kind of, not really. I'm not saying that I condone this behavior. I do not. But I thought it was pretty freaking cool. Let's see. I mean, he was kind of cute for a little white boy, but I mean, he didn't age that graceful. That's all I'm gonna say. But wow, that is amazing. Let's see. Is there anything else in here? No. It's so weird. How would you feel if just you married this man, and then one day, or like your father, you know, raises you, and then one day he's like on his deathbed, like, hey, by the way, I robbed the bank in 1969, and I left with about $215,000. I wonder if he was laughing about it. Oh my god, that's wild. Can you imagine your daddy pulling you aside and being like, hey, so by the way, you know that robbery that happened about 52 years ago? It was me. I did that. Yeah, it's a funny story. I'd love to tell you, but, you know, deathbed, you know, and all that. So, you know, it was a good time. 52 years, you know? One of its kind. Never gonna happen again. So, your dad's a legend, pretty much. That's how I feel the conversation would go. But yeah, that is pretty much all that I had to talk about today. A little lackluster, but a very much fun. I had so much fun, and as you can see on the screen over here, is that the light is catching up to me, which means the sun is moving closer and closer, and it's gonna be on my face in no time. So with that being said, I had so much fun on this episode. If you did like this episode and you're listening on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening or streaming, don't forget to leave a write a review. If you're watching the YouTube version, don't forget to leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought, especially about this PETA thing, like this handbag made out of people's faces. Like, what is that? Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Again, don't forget. And as always, I will talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye. And don't rob a bank or whatever. But if you do, just go longer than 52 years. You know what I'm saying? But all right. talk to you guys next week. Bye.